Hiya, this is Jason in Jason's Jungle. It's what, the 19th or the 19th of May I think it is today, and it's a lovely sunny day, and I'm going to be getting my tomatoes into the Polytunnel. But before I do anything else, have a look at that little green dot down there. Well, that's from the the Gigantes Runner Bean root, and that's a shoot. And in a little while, hopefully, that shoot will turn into something that looks like these. So far, those are the only two that have produced anything, but there's still time yet. And I'll see whether I get anything out of the other 8 roots. These are my toms that I'll be putting into the Polytunnel. If we start off self-saved seed from last year, this is Ovia, or also known as Adam. So I've got a few plants there. I'll be putting 4 of each in. The next one along, which are these ones, are my Amish paste. I've got about 6 of these plants again. These are self-saved from last year. So I put the 4 about them in. Next I have 4 of these, which are Immer Prior Beta. Supposed to be an early one developed in Norway, so I'll be putting some of them in. And then we'll come down to a couple of runts. I've got 2 types of tomatoes here. Opalka, which are these lot here, and wait a minute. Orange, sorry, Opalka is these ones, Orange is these 3. As you can see, they haven't done as much as the other ones, even though all of these were planted, sown on the 6th of last month, 6th of April. Same pot and compost, same seed trays, everything, potted up at the same time. They just haven't done quite as much. But I'm only going to do 2 of each one of these, so I'll choose the best 2. And look about how to work with them. So I'd best start getting these into the ground now. So I'm going to be starting off with my Amish paste. No, I'm not. I'm going to start off with me Adam, my Ovia. These were self-saved seeds from last year. I sowed them on the 6th of last month, 6th of April. Got them, and they're coming on quite nice. So they're not root bound, but they do have a nice root system. And as you'll know from everywhere, you plant your tomatoes, you can plant them deeper. And at the bottom of these hairs are little bumps. And those little bumps will have advantageous roots on them. So those will grow into new root systems and give it more opportunity to get nutrients and water. So each of these sections, I can get 4 tomatoes in. So I'm just going to push back the top of the mulch. And what I'm going to do is first of all I'm going to get some fertiliser in there. I've got a handful of superphosphate. Now phosphates are usually thought to promote root growth, which they do, but they're also involved in flower formation, in chlorophyll formation and fruit formation. So it's pretty, one of the 3 major ones, and it is quite an important one, which a lot of people forget to amend. So I've got a handful of that in there. Got a handful of bloodfish and bone. Now this is the first 3. The triple superphosphate has mostly phosphate, virtually nothing else. Whereas this is more nitrogen and some other things. It'll have calcium in, zinc, trace elements from the bones. Now to that I'm going to add some 6-month feed. Now it says 10 litres of compost, about 3 spoonfuls, 2 to 3 spoonfuls I think. So 1, 2, 3, and that'll get mixed in. So this is making sure there's a lot of feed in, as well as the feed that's in the compost, which It's not a homemade compost, you can probably tell by the really manky woody bits. But they're not really going to starve it much of nitrogen because they've been in for a while. They're full of bacteria, full of water and full of nutrients that they won't hang on the surface, so they won't really starve from nitrogen. But I'm just making sure I've got a lot of nutrients in here to feed this, and I will be doing comfy feed with it. And so get right down to the bottom, pop that in, take off these side shoots and leaves. Okay, what I will do later on is I'll run a string down from the top and I will attach it around here with a white plastic clip, and I can then string this up the string and support it on the string. So I'm going to get on, do that with all my tomatoes, and I'll come back to you when I've got those short ones to plant. Here you can see the Imma Prior Better, the Orangery and the Apalka. Now those plants weren't quite as long as the other two types, so they wouldn't be able to reach the surface. So what I've done, dug a hole, popped them in the hole, and later on, once they've grown a bit, I'll earth them back up like you do potatoes. So that gives them a bit more time to grow, plus it'll end up giving them a longer root system once they get earthed up. Oh, it's warm in here. Okay, well that's my indoor tomatoes planted. I've got the outdoor ones to do soon, which will probably be next week, judging by the weather. And well, if you like this, click like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you on my next video.